Is it safe to say that Donald Trump lied about the tariffs?
What are we doing?
You know, what it would seem like is that these tariffs are assumingly destroying the economy. Yes or yes, is what most people are saying. And now, of course, his supporters on the far right are shouting, oh, it's fine. Donald says it has to get worse before it can get better.
What are we doing?
Whatever that means. And even though that's an issue in itself, we've got the good old Caroline Leavitt backing the play of her boy Donald Trump. You know what I mean? Caroline Leavitt's the quarterback. Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, they're receiving it out there with Kelsey and all the other people who are really good at catching the ball in the NFL. I don't know anyone else's names. Donald Trump's Travis Kelsey. Caroline Leavitt is Patrick Mahomes. Did I get that right? Yeah.
What are we doing?
And she's on it. She's just letting us know that everything's going to be okay, right?
Just tell the American people, though, how long their wallets are going to feel this before things get better.
Yesterday was a great day for our country, and President Trump delivered on a campaign promise that he made to the 80 million American voters who elected him to this highest office, a promise that many presidents before him for decades refused to deliver upon. As for prices and what the American public can expect, they can expect price stability. They can expect to buy American. It's the patriotic thing to do. And most importantly, they can expect their wages to go up. We know that in President Trump's first term, wages went up by $6,500 per person.
This won't be painful at all for American people and consumers, Caroline?
There's not going to be any pain for American-owned companies and American workers because their jobs are going to come back home. And again, as for prices, President Trump is working on tax cuts to put more money back into the pockets of Americans.
Well, then everything should be just fine.
What are we doing?
According to Miss Caroline, everything's going to be fine, right? Right? You know what I mean? It's gonna be fine. And she's right. And we all knew this was coming, and we all knew everything was gonna be okay because this Donald Trump, when he was on the campaign trail, he would say tariffs are coming and there's gonna be a bit of a price hike, and everyone's gonna be freaking out for a minute, but then everything's okay, right? That's what he said. Isn't that what he said, right?
To impose a 10% tariff on all goods coming into the U.S. How will you ensure that that doesn't drive prices even higher?
It's not going to drive them higher.
Do you believe Americans can afford higher prices because of tariffs?
They're not going to have higher prices.
Okay,
What are we doing?
Well, then if that's the case, then that should be it. That should be it. There's no higher prices on the tariffs, and Trump, there wasn't any confusion or lies or anything else about it at all. So, you know, it's fine. He wasn't, he was half honest. He was kind of honest, but I think are the prices higher? Because you know what I mean? The word groceries is really an ancient word for me. And I haven't even thought about the word groceries for the last 9 months. And I just can't really, are the prices high at the grocery store? Let me know. You know what I mean?
He campaigned on groceries, but millions of families are now bracing for higher prices tonight. What we found at the grocery store, the appliance store, and at the auto lot. Matt Gupman on how this could affect so many of you at home.
Tonight, Americans are bracing after voters made it clear in November inflation and high prices were the top issue. Now they're fearful prices are going to get worse, not better, on everything from cars to clothes, electronics to groceries. And like millions of Americans, Susan Linder is retired and on a fixed income.
We're terrified, really. And it makes no sense. I mean, look at the stock market today. It makes no sense that these tariffs have gone into effect.
Wow. Those tariffs will mean higher costs at the supermarket on produce not grown here and on coffee, chocolate, and other items.
Right.
Something else to look out for, seafood. The USDA says 80% of seafood consumed in the U.S. comes from high tariff countries, places like Vietnam, Indonesia, India, Canada, Chile. So that could rise.
Tonight, analysts say these new tariffs could cost an average American family of four up to $7,200 extra a year.
Okay.
It was just 24 hours ago, the president acknowledging he campaigned by talking about groceries.
That's right.
It's such an old-fashioned term, but a beautiful term, groceries. It sort of says a bag with different
Old-fashioned
things
and beautiful, isn't it?
Groceries went through the roof, and I
When's the last time you heard of
For
groceries?
this father
You
of
know
three,
what I mean?
it's not old-fashioned. It's a real concern with prices set to go higher.
We're going to start feeling the pinch pretty soon, right?
We're feeling it now, you know. I go in there, I see the prices. I try to act like they don't exist, and I just try to work harder.
Almost every
That's
industry feeling the pinch. This appliance store in Norwood, Massachusetts hopes to absorb some of the costs.
If there are increases in price, they'll see if the manufacturer can absorb some of them too. Really just to keep the cost down for the consumer.
And this Toyota dealership in Palm Beach, Florida, is trying to hold out too.
They would be able to absorb, sustain a period of time, with these without really passing it along to consumers.
But at David Dion's furniture store in L.A.,
it's almost it's almost as if his entire campaign was like kind of a lie.
What are we doing?
Like his entire campaign, he was talking about how shitty electric vehicles were. Now he's selling Teslas. And you know what I mean? Hey, prices are coming down. But by the way, tariffs, the market's going to crash and everything, all of the prices are going to go up. And now I know I'm going to have some F-boy in the comments say, well, this is how tariffs work. And you're just a dumb podcaster who shouldn't have a microphone. And so the tariffs, you don't really know how the tariffs work. And blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay, well, why don't you tell me? Why don't you tell me how it makes sense? Because to me, it doesn't. So, of course, the other day, Trump, he hit all these different countries with tariffs, like China, India, Taiwan, South Korea, Europe, all the countries you thought you knew that you've ever heard of, that you learned in the 4th grade, we're tariffing them 20%, 30%, 40%. Every single country's made the list. All the countries, even the ones located on remote islands that no one's ever heard of, like the Herd and McDonald's Islands off of Antarctica. 10% for you, bitches.
What are we doing?
That damn McDonald Island. If there's a McDonald's on the island, we're charging him a 10% tariff because they're not getting any of their McDonald's supplies from any other country than the United States. I'm sorry. That's it. If there's a McDonald's on the island, they get a effing tariff. Except for the fact that it's just called McDonald Island and the only person that lives there is actually no one. No one actually lives there. The island is just inhabited by these precious, teeny tiny baby, adorable, I want to pet one penguins.
What are we doing?
So Donald Trump's officially declared war on the penguins. I mean, he's like, bro, you penguins aren't giving us enough money. So now that there's a 10% increase on all imports and exports, the penguins aren't too thrilled about it, as you can imagine. Much like the American citizens, the citizens of McDonald Island aren't too happy either.
What are we doing?
And so there's been a report, you know what I mean? We've got people on the ground there. That's how wide reach the What Are We Doing podcast is. We've got reporters everywhere. We now have a reporter on McDonald Island talking to one of the penguins, and we've got some leaked audio here from a conversation that they just had, and it's not looking good. They're preparing to retaliate.
Captain's log. Embarking into hostile environment. Kowalski. We'll need to win the hearts and the minds of the natives. Rico,
see what I mean?
Need special tactical equipment. We're gonna face extreme peril. Private probably won't survive.
Like the penguins are getting ready for war with the United States.
What are we doing?
So the tariffs are not only affecting the Nintendo Switch 2 release, they're affecting the prices of groceries, the economy's in the shit, it's red, 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 red. Of course, Donald Trump probably thinks that's a good thing.
What are we doing?
And so at the end of the day, it's tariffs for everybody. The penguins, the countries, the imports, the exports, everybody's getting tariffed. And now this is the state of the economy. According to them, it's apparently according to them, it's gonna get better. Okay. And I mean, if at least though, at least they'll get cheaper soon, right? The groceries, the so ancient, the ancient term of buying groceries, Donald Trump, please tell me, sir, please, will it get better soon?
What are we doing?
And so, of course, he has to respond to all this. The president of the United States needs to respond to the fact that his tariffs and everything else that he's doing is just tanking the economy and not skyrocketing it like he thought it would. Apologies for the helicopter or whatever aircraft noise. Here we go, listen.
How's it going? I think it's going very well. It was an operation, like when a patient gets operated on, and it's a big thing. I said this would exactly be the way it is. We have $6 or $7 trillion coming into our country.
Okay.
And we've never seen anything like it. The markets are going to boom. The stock is going to boom. The country is going to boom. And the rest of the world wants to see, is there any way?
Donald Trump gives the tariffs 3 big booms.
What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Boom. Holy, the president of the United States just quoted the effing Costco family. We've got the market boom, the economy boom, the plan boom. Donald Trump gave his release of the tariffs on the 2025 economic war that we're seeing. What do they call it? A tariff war? What's it called? It's like, you know what I mean? Wall Street had its worst day since the height of the COVID crash after Donald Trump's tariffs sparked fears of the United States in a global recession. Ask about the tumbling stocks on Thursday as he boarded Air Force One to attend a golf dinner in Miami. Shout out to Zaddy Trumpets!
What are we doing?
As the Dow Jones was down 1,400 points, Trump said, I think it's doing very well. It's going very well for me. I really like it. I'm headed to dinner right now.
What are we doing?
So, Donald Trump giving his own tariffs, 3 big booms is hilarious. And if you have been living under a rock, pay attention to the grocery store prices next time you go. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to politics, clearly. So take it for a grain of salt. But it seems like things aren't going so well for your neighbor.
What are we doing?